go. Welcome to Shut Up and Scribble, everyone. I'm your host, J.R. Howell, along with Taylor Self. I have something to get off my chest immediately. And it's only fitting that it's right before Friendsgiving, when a lot of my members, my beloved family of CrossFit Crash, is going to come to the gym, and we're going to gather. We're going to eat heartily and enjoy some fellowship. I know Andy is really, really clean in his gym, and he does a really good job making people clean as the day goes on. So the gym never really gets dirty. You make a mess, you clean it up right then and there. I'm forever perplexed at the mindset that some people have as soon as they enter the gym. For instance, I come into the gym to mop the floors. I know the floors are not clean. That's why I'm coming in here to mop them. But every 10 feet or so, there's just a little clump of red clay. And it's like, you can tell it's obviously come from betwixt the treads of a work boot, if you will, right? And I'm not saying that has to be a male, right? But I don't know of many female construction workers that go to my gym. You may, or that just work outside all day and have to wear really muddy boots. My question is this. You know that your boots are dirty. You know that they're muddy. You know that at one point they were probably wet and muddy. But yet when you come into the gym and you walk around, there's no thought behind it at all. And after you take them off and put on your gym shoes, you have to see all the little clumps of red clay that you have left behind, a trail of breadcrumbs, if you will. Why do people not take the initiative to be like, oh man, my boots are really dirty. Maybe I should get a broom. Maybe I should get a mop. Maybe I should get a paper towel and wet it. I don't know, something. If I went into your house, Taylor, for dinner or just for a game of Monopoly and my shoes were dirty, do you not think that I would take them off when I got to your doorstep? Or that I wouldn't just assume, hey, Taylor, I tracked in a bunch of mud dudes. Sorry, you're going to have to clean it up when I leave.
Here's the thing, dude.
It is probably because I'm the one that cleans my floors. And that's, if you ask Hiller and Mr. Glassman, that's the last thing that I should be doing as a gym owner is cleaning. But you know what? I'm cool with it. I clean the floors once or twice a week. And I'm obviously cleaning them because I know they're dirty. Just can't get over the thought process. Like, dude, you would not walk in your own house and do that.
This is what so here's the deal. I don't think you're right for this reason. You are like that at your home, and I am like that at my home. But there are people that exist who just don't actually give a fuck, and they are nasty people. And I'm not saying
or they're used to someone coming behind them and cleaning it up all the time.
Yeah, I'm not saying that whoever did this is a nasty person, meaning like you're fucking nasty, bro. And what I mean by that is I saw this reel on Instagram the other day of this cop doing a child wellness check at this guy's house. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, they're upstairs. And he was like, I'll go get him. She's like, oh, I come with you. He's like, yeah, I've been trying to paint the rooms because they've been smearing shit all over the walls. And he goes up and he opens his door and there's brown feces streaks all over the walls. This guy's clearly abusing these kids. They're neglected. But all I'm saying is some people live in a house with shit on their walls, man. You don't know who your members are. You know who most of them are, and you know them, but you don't know all of them. So this fucking nasty dude might be living in a house with shit on his walls. He probably doesn't care one iota about some clay in between the tread of his boots when he's got feces on his walls. So next time you see this man, say, hey, bro, I know you live in a house with shit all over your walls, but I don't want mud on my floor. And then he might think twice about it next time. And if
I think the last thing, we're almost 5 minutes in. We've probably lost half of the viewers that we had when we started. It doesn't pale in comparison to the post grass cutting tennis shoes. So for some reason, what will always happen is someone will come in the gym. They'll see all the air runners. They're very inviting. They're right in front of the door. Hey, I'll just warm up on the runner. So I'll go for a little jog, go for a little walk. And It is unbelievable in the summertime how there's just a pile of grass clippings right behind the belt, right behind the air runner, because they've just essentially just let it like clean off their shoes. And I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I have to just go get a broom and get it, or I have to just stare at it all day. It
Andy would
is,
freak out.
dude, it is.
If somebody tracks mud in the gym, dude, he freaks out. He's
Okay,
like, look
well,
at what you're doing. Are you fucking kidding me?
CrossFit Crash family, I'm well on my way to Mr. Hindle. So
Yeah, if
one
you
day,
guys want
I can't wait till one day we can alternate between programming talk and gym owner talk, because one day Taylor's probably going to own that gym, and we're just going to get on and rage about little things that as a gym owner your members need to hear, but you can't really say it to their face. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's those little things don't exist, and for Andy, and what I mean by that is there is no stone that cannot be overturned. There is no topic that cannot be that needs to be left untouched. Everything is fair game with that guy. So, all right, we're gonna get into to start. What do you think the weight should have been today? I mean, it just after I saw that one girl doing it, I was like, damn, 80 is so much easier for women than 115 is for guys.
Well, this sounds bad, but if you would have sent me 75, I think I would have just had a Tourette and been like, no, not 75, has to at least be 80. But I remember you sending me the workout and thinking 85 is probably going to be good on that, but it's so much upper body fatigue and grip fatigue that I don't know. Maybe we could just leave it. And now looking back on it, I wonder if it was 85, if Ariel would have been able to beat you.
Or it should have just been 7 minutes.
Or it should have been 7 minutes of 14 and 7, because I think one less toes to bar, but 2 less snatch, and you can probably still pull away at the end.
Yeah, who knows? All right, so we're going to answer a question today from Alex Jekyls. The question was, I was talking to someone at the gym today about their training, and they said their coach programs for them 7 days a week. So I said, oh, how many rest days? And they said none. It's actual training pieces to do 7 days a week. No active recovery or conditioning choice like you give. Logic tells me surely that's wrong. How are you ever going to progress if you can't recover? But would be interesting to hear your thoughts. Might be hard without seeing specifically what one of their days looks like. So rest days. Let's start for an affiliate.
This is not an affiliate athlete, right? This is someone who does like individual.
Right. I think this is not an affiliate athlete.
Okay.
Yeah, but we should start with an affiliate and say, I'll just say what we do for Charlotte. We don't ever program anything for Sundays. So Sunday is kind of like an off day. We do have open gym. People can unlock the gym, come and train whenever they want. They have the app if they're an unlimited member. But on Sundays, I don't program anything. I program Monday through Saturday, and there are not any rest days Monday through Saturday. But I program in a way where around Wednesday or Thursday of each week, there is a day that's invariably different than all of the others in terms of its lower impact. Maybe it's just a heavy day and it's a lift that if you're sore and tired and beat up, you don't have to go heavy, but you can come in and get some camaraderie and work on some stuff. So whether that's like a heavy deadlift day or a bench press deadlift day, or whether it's row and bike intervals, or whether it's some running with rowing or running with biking, or just something that is not 21-15-9 thrusters pull-ups, for example, to allow people kind of who are coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a bit of a reprieve. What do you do for the affiliate, for Crash?
So I have programming Monday through Sunday. And like you're describing, 1 day a week, typically that day for us is Thursday and Sunday. So Sunday is burn. Burn is always machines with or without simple body weight movements, and occasionally something weighted, like a Russian kettlebell swing, a single arm dumbbell snatch, very light, a ball slam, a Russian twist, something like that. Very like what a lot of people describe as boot camp type stuff. But normally, like this week was a little different because we had some hero workouts and people did Chad last Sunday. But typically Thursday is what you're describing. Sometimes the intensity is high. Sometimes it's like 2 on 2 off for 10 sets, max cal something. And then other times it's pace intervals. So it's like every 8 minutes for 5 sets. and there's built-in 2 to 3 minutes of rest, but it's for distance, and the chunks are a little bit bigger, like 800-meter run, 1,000-meter row, something like that, every 10 minutes for 3 sets or something like that. So no, and I feel very strongly that we've talked about people adapting to what they're used to, and in order to move the needle, something needs to be adjusted. A dial needs to be turned up or turned down. I think every person is fine moving for an hour doing something every single day.
Every day.
I am not in the camp of you need to get out of the gym one day a week and just completely do nothing. Does that mean that going on a walk counts? Sure. It does. And I'm just saying, don't sit on the couch or get in and out of your cryotherapy boots because you do 6 affiliate workouts a week. Like, it's not 100% necessary. Most people, I think, do need a day out of the gym to actually rest and recover, but I don't think it's necessary. I program so that if there are people in the gym that want to be in the gym every single day, they can do it, and they can do it safely.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think everyone needs a rest day. I do. For example, what you just mentioned, I think to be fit for life, you can work out for 30 minutes to an hour every day and be just fine. Angelo Martinez says, dropped into Charlotte the last 2 days, had some fun legless rope climb practice on Friday. I met Angelo this morning. Sorry, Angelo, I lost Kill Taylor. I let you down, bro. So like you said, I don't think everyone needs a rest day. I don't think you have to have a rest day. That being said, if you are looking for performance and you are training at a high volume, you definitely need a rest day, I think. If you're looking to peak your performance or you're looking to perform at the highest intensity level possible over a stretch of days or whatever, you definitely need rest.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's doing more than the class every single day that I would not advise that they need to take one day where they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And what I mean by don't do anything, I mean, like, I'll tell people I coach specifically, on Thursday, you need to be in here, but you need to be doing the chili goat and the sauna or the hot tub back and forth contrast, or I need to see you doing like.
You have a hot tub?
Yeah, we made one of the chili goats hot, and then the other one next to it's cold.
Damn, bro.
So I mean, I tell people that, they need to take their recovery seriously, and that goes for things other than just sleeping and eating correctly. So they need to be doing body work. And then one day a week, I recommend that they don't do anything. And typically that's Sunday for people who are more competitive, like just wake up, go to church, sleep in, refeed. I mean, for a lot of people, they'll tell me, I don't know about you, this is interesting to hear what you have to say, that the most hungry they ever are the day that they're not training. And that's when they can eat the most. So.
Here's a hot take. If you're not training to compete, you don't want to compete at semifinals, you don't want to compete at the games or whatever, I don't think you should be training in a manner where you have to take a rest day. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think you should be training to a volume, or I don't think you should be doing workouts that force you into a rest day or make you say, ooh, I should rest today. I don't think that's good long term. I think there is this trend in CrossFit, so to speak, to go really, 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 really hard, take a rest day, or do so much, do too much, whatever, take a rest day. I still think also you can train for more than an hour a day and probably don't need a rest day 7 days a week. You just have to go about it the right way. Like if you could do some machine intervals, you could do a CrossFit workout, you could do some push-ups and strict pull-ups. I mean, you could do that every fucking day of the week.
I think that the definition of CrossFit and the definition of work capacity, I mean, we've talked about that before, but it really should be variable intensity. And if you don't have a coach that knows, hey, you're going to go really, 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 really hard on this day, like a true 100% effort, like it's a qualifier or like it's a competition. And then on the days around it, you're going to go somewhere between 80 and 90%. They probably don't know what they're doing, because if a true 100% effort, unless you're in a competition, is really, really hard to do, even on consecutive days. And I'm talking about something like 3 rounds for time, 25 burpees, 25 kettlebell swings with a 70, like a real stinker of a, like you're laying on the ground, you're kind of tired the rest of the day, you kind of feel nauseous the rest of the day, you're sleepy, that kind of what we say like an open type effort. I think there's a reason why you can't tap into that intensity all the time, because
Right.
true 100% isn't repeatable every single day.
Right. You need to recover to go back to it. But that's also why there's threshold training, and why the phrase threshold training exists is because you can get your 100% a lot fitter by training at 98% without needing the recovery that a 100% effort takes. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and here's the other thing: I don't think there's anything wrong with also not training to compete and not training to go to semifinals or the games or quarterfinals or whatever, and still taking a rest day. I think that's just fine. I mean, I think you don't need to work out more than 5 times a week to be in crazy good shape. You can work out 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, and as long as you have a good training regimen, as long as you're putting forth great intensity, which is kind of the great thing. It's the magical thing about CrossFit. Hey, you don't have to work out 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can work out 5 days a week, 1 hour, and get great intensity. And as long as you're eating well, which is the most important thing to begin with, you're going to be incredibly fit. And, there are people, and I mean, even I'm at a point right now where I need at least 1 day a week, not to not work out, but where I have 10 hours uninterrupted to work and do other things, where working out would take away from that. Like a catch-up day, so to speak, on my own work.
Yeah, and it's something we probably should have stated in the beginning. We really just got into the question and said yes or no. We feel strongly about it. There are other factors that go into it also. What's your day like? Do you put in pools for a living? Do you work outside? Are you the construction guy that tracks in mud? Are you someone that sits at a desk all day? Do you have kids? What's your training age? Because with like 10 years of hard training, I think most people are fine going harder a little bit more frequently and not needing that once a month recovery day. I think I remember on the games profile when you used to have to put in, do you eat a certain way? What do? I weigh and measure, or I eat quality foods, but I don't measure the amount. Or they would get to the rest days. They would say, I take 1 a week.
Right.
I take 1 a month, I think was an option. You had to click one of them. It was interesting to see that. But yeah, I think training age and then also age. So if you're 60 years old and you're getting after it hard, I don't recommend someone 60 years old going really, really hard more than 5 days a week. But if they are a junkie, which I'm sure I'll be, I mean, say, hey, dude, just, put on a podcast and come in and just don't even look at the screen and just ride the bike for an hour if that's what you want to do, or go for a walk or whatever.
Right. Yeah. So rest days, I think they're dope. I think most people could use them. What I think is probably more beneficial than a rest day for most people, to be honest, is actually stretching and warming up and cooling down properly and moving well. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm sore, I'm tired, I'm beat up, I gotta take a rest day. Like, hey, maybe you wouldn't be so sore, tired, or beat up if you weren't fucking squatting on your toes all the time, or if you knew how to externally rotate your shoulder at the bottom of an overhead squat, things like that. So there are a lot of things that go into it. I think people who move phenomenally, just you don't get beat up as much. So that's important to note as well. And there are also people where, hey, if you have something that's just been lingering, maybe it's an issue you've had your whole life, or it's a newer injury, or you've had a joint replacement, or you have a bad elbow or whatever, there's nothing wrong with training in a way that never hurts that, because you're not going to the games. It doesn't matter if you have some random hole in your fitness. What matters is that you enjoy working out. It leaves you feeling better than when you started the workout. And you're not stressing about, oh no, my arm hurts or whatever. Like, hey, just fuck it, relax.
Hey, and here's the news flash, right? Public service announcement for all you gym owners out there. Stop making the person that's expressing these things to you this nagging thing that's like maybe from something they did before CrossFit, or maybe it's something that's just been nagging them for years and they're still coming into the gym 5 days a week, training really hard. They're not like, oh, I see him once a week or every other week or something. And they're expressing this like, hey, dude, whenever we do reverse sled drag, for some reason, my calves are really sore. Okay, cool, dude. What do you want to do instead? I don't know. I could really get after it on the Echo bike. Awesome. Do the Echo bike. Stop trying to make them do what you program just because of your pride. Like they're expressing something to you that's just kind of always nagging. It's not due to their own negligence in the matter, like just be cool with it. I that really does bother me when people get so caught up in the, you're not doing CrossFit if you're not squat snatching once a week. You're not doing CrossFit if you're not practicing your handstand push-ups or whatever. Like, dude, do you want them to come to the gym, or do you want them to be sore because do you want them to get cricks in their neck because they can't get upside down? Like, just let them do what they need to do.
Right. You can 100% do CrossFit without doing. You could probably take 10 movements and say, if you never did them, you can still do CrossFit. You could do CrossFit for the rest of your life if you only had 10 movements to choose from, I think. Would it be as varied as some other training regimens? No, but you 100% could do CrossFit if you just had 10 exercises. Hey, Becca, what's up? That's maybe a hot take. But again, if you're like, okay, I only have these 10 things I can do, everything else hurts and makes me feel bad about myself, you can still do CrossFit.
Yeah, we need to write this down, but we need to do an episode where we talk about like, are there movements that you stay away from when you program because you've just seen a lot of injury over the years? Or do you think that if you don't do the snatch and clean and jerk once a week, one or the other, that your members really aren't doing CrossFit, because that's one of the foundational movement patterns, like stuff like that. Like if you're, does it count if you're doing a kettlebell swing because you're still doing quarter extremity like that? Right. I think we need to get into that, because there are some movements that I purposefully do not program because there are other movements that I believe are just more beneficial to overall health, wellness, longevity, that kind of stuff.
What else? What's new in the CrossFit world, bro? You've been paying more attention to the group chat than I have.
I guess what will be next? I guess be Wadapalooza. Oh no, Dubai, I guess.
I heard we're commentating Wadapalooza, me and you.
Wadapalooza what?
I heard we're running the broadcast.
I won't be going to Wadapalooza to broadcast.
Oh. All right, maybe that was a misinformation.
Probably you and
disinformation. That was probably disinformation.
The talent of the game day show. Yeah, I am interested to see, though, after Rogue, especially the people that didn't do as well or the people that did really well and overperformed, how many of those people are like, yeah, I'm going to do Wadapalooza because I don't want that to be the last off-season competition I do before the season starts, or how many people just do team. If you got an invite to Wadapalooza, would you do it?
No.
Really? Just because, like, you just want to be as fit as you can be, but you don't care about competing, or why? What's the reason?
I just don't want to compete in the winter. I'm like about to buy a house. I got all this other shit going on. I just don't have any interest. I did NorCal. I did Crash.
You did Fit Fest.
Yeah, I mean, that was the 3 too many. I don't.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Looking back on all of that, looking back on the last couple months, is there one that you wish you would have just skipped?
No, I don't. There's not one I wish I would have skipped. No, I mean, I had fun at all of them. They were experiences that I don't regret. They were experiences that I think added to my life. I made $10,000, so that's nice.
Those of you that watched Peter's episode behind the scenes from Crash, the first one that he put out is good, but episode 2 I've already seen, the one that's coming out on Monday. It is 10 times as good as episode 1. It's really good. It's awesome. Yeah.
So no, but I do think going forward, I'm more wanting to have fun be the priority. And I think that, to be honest, for the past year, it has been. And I don't know that I will ever go back to a place where, like, Peter in episode 1 was like, every time I had a decision to face, I would ask myself, will this help me win the CrossFit Games?
Just wait till you see the other what's going on in Taylor's head that are coming. They're fun.
Oh, shit, I can't wait. But no, I don't fucking think that at all. I mean, really,
so for you, like, it's almost like a once a week open. Like Kill Taylor, does that give you the competition itch enough once a week? But
I don't even think
you don't feel that when you do it?
I don't even feel. I'm almost desensitized to it.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like, I know there are workouts that I could write where it's like, all right, no one could beat me in this. But then I would have to do really the same shit every week, and I don't care necessarily to do that. I would much, I think what's more important to me on Kill Taylor than winning every week. And it is important that I like care, right? I don't want fucking Ariel to beat me. And I thought that programming it at 80 pounds was stupid, and I should have just made it 7 minutes. And when I even thought about pacing the workout, I was like, maybe breaking the toaster bar up. But
No.
what's most important to me is that they're cool workouts that people enjoy watching. And workouts that I enjoy doing also.
If that workout would have been hang snatch at the same weight, do you think it would have been easier or harder to beat you? You can do singles.
Harder to beat me.
So you would have done better comparatively to people that were trying.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I did when I was watching you do it before I watched everyone else, I was like, I thought maybe he would do like a cluster of 5 touch and go and then do 4 singles and go right back and go 9-6. Because I thought you were going to break the toast bar from the beginning so that you could hang on to the bar for a few rounds. And I was like, if they were hang snatch, you'd have no choice. You'd have to at least hold on for a few. So that would have been, yeah. Have you done a hang movement yet other than kettlebell, double kettlebell?
No.
You should think about doing maybe like a hang clean and jerk with a barbell, or like a double dumbbell hang clean and jerk, or hang snatch, or it'd be cool to do a hang movement one week.
It would be. Something about that. But anyways, yeah, I think really, to be, the main thing is to be great. I think I'm at this point at least where I would have to be incredibly focused and obsessive about the way I manage training around my knee. And the dedication that would go into warming up, prehab, rehab, cooling down, recovering, and still would have to manage volume, squat on this day, run on this day, etc. And I just don't really have the desire to do that. What's more important, like the worst thing in the world is when you push, or for me is when I've pushed things a little too hard in training or a little too hard in competition. I've had 5 knee surgeries on that knee, and not from CrossFit either, which is, the interesting part. I tore it playing football, had it redone after a skateboarding injury. Then that graft was a failure. So then I had the 2-part surgery. And then after the first one, I had a screw removed because it was backing out. But anyways, there's just a lot of miles on that, and pushing something too hard in training, and then being that person who has to stand at the whiteboard who can't demo the movements for class. You're like, fuck this workout. Or you have that thing where you feel kind of fragile, or you don't want to do this exercise or that. I hate that. And competing is not worth feeling that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and too, like knowing how busy you are at this point of the game, something has to give. So if you have to dedicate more time, not only to the planning of that volume, you have to have more time to actually execute it, which means something. It either means you coach less, you spend less time trying to improve your online business, or you have less time to coach other people.
Right. I already only coach 1 class a day during the week. So just 5 classes a week, which is not a lot. That's way less than I have it. And even still, I'm like, okay, I don't have a ton of time. I still really care, and I still want to be really good. And I don't think my ego will allow me to just not train hard, but I also just enjoy doing it. But there is a difference between training hard because you like to train and training to make the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, I know all about that. I've jumped in. I've trained more this week than I have in months, just because my mother-in-law was here, and I jumped in and did a few workouts, like with Lindsay and then with a few other people here at the gym. And yeah, I realized that even going 90 minutes a day instead of 60 minutes a day really starts to add up, especially if you're soon to be 40.
I trained a lot this week too. I'm doing like a lot. I did several double sessions with Bryson, and we're starting to do, I was talking earlier today about like some bodybuilding stuff with him because he's like a $180 and his upper body needs to be a bit more developed. But also it's fun for me to do too. And it's not like it's not all conventional bodybuilding. Like yesterday we did 5 sets, 2 unbroken pegboards, 30 push-ups as fast as possible, rest like a minute between. So stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. Shout out to the sponsors helping us out, coming in clutch. What's next?
think Dubai is in December.
I don't even want to talk about that.
I'll just say this. One of the workouts is out, right? And it's a 20-minute, I think it's max cal test on the bike erg.
Is that really it? It's 20 minutes max cals?
It's 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't think it's average watt, but it's 20 minutes max cal bike erg, which, hey, I think is a really cool workout on its own. It's not fun to watch, but if they have a screen and you can see people's paces and you can see all that, it'll still be fun. It's damper 10. Now, at that point, I feel very strongly that it's not a well-written workout for a competition, because now you are taking the person who is smaller already, who is already at a disadvantage on a machine that they don't have to deal with their body weight, like on running, right, or swimming. And then now you're telling them they have to have more strength, more body weight to push against the pedal. So someone, let's just say like Brittany Weiss, who's obviously very good on a bike erg and extremely aerobic, she is now at a huge disadvantage because she probably has to stand at damper 10, at least 30 on, 30 off, maybe 45 on, 15 off for 20 straight minutes. And if you're sitting on the erg at 10 and you can keep whatever pace that it takes me standing, dude, I'm toast. So while I think the 20-minute test for a max, whatever, watts or calories is a cool workout, and it does feel very Dubai, making it damper 10 to me just goes a little bit too far in that direction.
It is mandated damper 10?
Yeah, what were you doing the whole time I was just talking?
Sorry, dude. That's fucking retarded. Dubai sucks ass, dude. First off,
so what I'm saying is just now you're
do you have to stand?
Now you're no, but I'm saying now you're punishing the small athlete twice, not just because it's a machine max effort output, but because they can't go at. I mean, if you can spin at 3 at 100 RPM and I can spin at 7 at 90, great. Now if that's the way we're gonna do it, great. Like, that's cool that you can see different strategies. But damper 10 is yeah, it's gonna hurt more, but like, is that the point, to just hurt more? I mean, everyone's gonna be hurting for 20 minutes getting max cals anyway.
That competition's got some of the worst programming I've ever seen, and that's just unbelievable. First off, no one wants to fucking watch 20 minutes of people sitting on a bike. Stupid, dumb as fuck. You can accomplish it in so many other ways. And no, let me hear, guys, let me tell you, I love the bike erg. I've spent probably thousands of hours on it over the past 8 years that I've owned a bike erg, coming off of surgery, 2-3 hours a day. No athlete wants to travel to fucking Dubai to participate in an event that's worth 100 points. That's just 20 minutes on a fucking bike erg. That's not why they come to your competition, bro.
Yeah, I mean, acid bath is one of the most memorable,
awesome
iconic workouts, and it feels like they're trying to duplicate that feeling a little bit. And when I think about it, I'm just like, dude, cool. Do 7 minutes max cal C, 7 minutes max cal bike, 7 minutes max cal row, and just make it a 21-minute AMRAP of calories. And you're pretty much doing the same thing. The whole, you have to be at damper 1 or you have to be at damper 10. It's going, and I'm all about like, hey, you have to do the double unders unbroken. You have to do the wall balls unbroken. Don't tell me how to win argument, I get, but when you are going that direction with something like a setting on a machine, then I think you're playing with a little bit too much.
Yeah, and here's the deal. You make that workout cool by saying kind of what you said, maybe 7, but also what would be cool is max calories on a bike erg at the start at every 3-minute interval, 50 cal row or something, and every 15 calorie increment on the bike erg, you have to roll your bike erg forward 5 feet, and you make the athletes move it so you can see the race or something along those lines. I also, Matt Burns says the Prince doesn't give two shits. He pays them enough to come. That's true. I mean, that's just like, it's true, but it's not like, hey, bro, that's great. You have oil money. Great. But no one's in your fucking stance watching because the workouts suck cock. So cool. You can have all the money you want, but at the end of the day, you're just pissing it down the drain.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that
stupid.
That's another topic we can get into, but
it's not going to grow the fucking sport.
As much as we pick apart programming, at the end of the day, the athletes don't care. If they cared, they would say, yeah, I've decided not to come because it's not a well-written test. Like, they're just going to do whatever they're supposed to do. So
half the
and that is true. If you if you run the show and you're putting up the money and you're doing the programming, you do whatever you want. That's
Right.
100% true.
Which is true. I just think that, hey, you guys are doing nothing to make the sport bigger, to bring in attention from elsewhere. So I don't know. And maybe they don't give a fuck. Maybe the only reason they're doing it is so the Crown Prince and his buddy can just sit there and fap in the stands at the athletes biking for 20 minutes. Maybe that's all they want to do. Cool. I'm not watching it.
But yeah, as those come out, when we get, I think there is another one out. I want to say
this one,
it's
the 100
like
dubs, 20
double
sandbag
unders.
cleans, 50 toes bar, 20 sandbag cleans. That's a cool workout. I'm going to do that workout.
Yeah.
If there's a fucking jumps.
Yeah. I mean, there are things with Dubai, just like there are kind of things with, at this point, with Rogue, with back squat 3 years in a row, log muscle up 3 years in a row. There are some things with, I'm sure there's some things with Crucible. I try not to be super redundant. I mean,
don't be that guy. You don't do that at Crucible.
But I'm saying there are things that everyone's like, if you're going to Dubai, you might have to do a workout with this. If you're going to Rogue, you might have to do a workout with this. That's fine. I would be surprised if they did like the supinated chest to bar again or the A jumps again. But
that's and you know, the sad truth is that's why those competitions will never be as good as the games, because you can't now, after seeing programming at Dubai and Rogue, it will be impossible for me to get as excited about them, because I'm like, we know this is going to happen again. And it gets stale. It just gets stale. The games is almost like never stale. So it just, unless if you want to be an event that eclipses that, I don't know. I'm not even sure the community is, the sport, the methodology is old enough to do it better than Dave and Boz and that team. They're just so good at it.
Yeah, and that's the other topic. I mean, I assume at some point before the end of the year, we'll know what the actual season is, and we'll know if these other competing entities, what their schedule is going to be, and how they're going to do programming, and how they're going to farm out competitions. And I can say I have not been contacted to do any competition for any entity other than CrossFit Crash. So, all right, I got to go.
See ya.
It was fun, guys. Thanks.